The loudest silence speaks the truth no one wants to hear. My friends, there's something powerful and painful about that quiet moment after what felt like an incredible date. You laughed, you connected, sparks flew, and then radio silence. No call, no message, just the echo of nothingness. It hits harder than any rejection, doesn't it? But here's a truth that might surprise you. That silence, it's not your enemy. It's your secret weapon. Before we dive deep into why this happens and how to flip the script in your favor, do me a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're ready to own your power in love and life. Because the lessons I'm about to share aren't your typical dating advice. They're about rewriting the story where you control the game. Stay with me because what comes next will change how you see every date, every message, and most importantly, yourself. Now imagine this. You're at a party filled with noise, music blaring, people shouting, glasses clinking. Everyone is trying to be heard, to stand out, to grab attention like it's the last piece of cake. But in the corner, there's someone sitting quietly, sipping their drink, calm and confident, not begging for a spotlight. Yet somehow, everyone's eyes keep drifting back to them. Why? Because sometimes silence is louder than words. It's the pause that makes people lean in, curious, wanting to know more. That's the kind of energy you want to carry. Not desperate texts, not endless chasing, not trying to impress or explain, because here's the lie we've all been fed. You have to fight for attention. No, real power lies in stepping back, owning your worth, and letting the quiet pull them in. Think of it like a magnet. When you're constantly pushing, you repel. But when you stand firm, calm, and unbothered, you pull everything toward you effortlessly. The space you leave behind after a date, the quiet that follows, can be the strongest message you send. It says, I'm not waiting, I'm not chasing, I know my value. And trust me, my friends, that kind of confidence, it's irresistible. So if you've ever felt confused about why a great night fizzled out or why you didn't hear back, remember, you're not broken. You're not doing something wrong. Sometimes people just don't know how to handle the real thing, your realness. And when you give them space, you're not losing. You're winning in ways they don't yet understand. Today we're going to explore why silence happens, what it really means, and how you can turn that quiet into your superpower. No more playing small, no more waiting around. You're about to learn how to be magnetic without saying a word, and how to have them come back wondering what they lost. Ready to step into that power? Good, because the best part, this is just the beginning. So hit like, subscribe, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and most importantly, stay with me. We're just getting started. Number one, the spark that never ignited. Not every fire lights up the room. Some fires burn quiet, so quiet you don't even know they're out. My friends, here's a truth that cuts deep. Most people talk about the spark like it's a switch, on or off, no spark, no second date. But what if I told you that spark isn't always obvious? Sometimes it's not about how much fun you had laughing or how many great conversations flowed. Sometimes the spark is a feeling, an energy deep inside that can't be forced or faked. Imagine walking through a forest at dusk. Some fires blaze bright, crackling and roaring for all to see. Others smolder low, hidden beneath the ashes. You can't force those embers to flare up. You either have the fuel or you don't. That's the spark in dating. It's invisible to the eye, but felt in the soul. You might be asking, what if I was great on the date? What if I'm the problem? Those fears sneak in, don't they? Or maybe you wonder, did he feel it and just didn't know how to say it? Here's the hard truth. Sometimes the spark just isn't there. Not because you're lacking, but because chemistry isn't a checklist. It's an energy. And sometimes it's missing without warning. But here's where your power lies. You can't control the spark itself, but you can control how you move when it's missing. You can carry yourself with grace, dignity, and confidence that says, I know my worth. Spark or no spark. Because how you handle that quiet moment defines your story far more than the spark ever could. As Oprah once said, surround yourself only with people who are going to lift you higher. If the spark isn't there, it's not a failure. It's a signal to lift yourself higher, to keep moving toward the connection that sets your soul on fire. So don't fear the spark that never ignited. Embrace it as the fuel to become magnetic in ways they can't resist. And get ready. Next, we're diving into the truth about compatibility versus chemistry. Stay with me. Number 2, compatibility versus chemistry. Compatibility is the foundation, chemistry is the spark. Without the foundation, the spark burns out fast. My friends, here's something many don't realize. Just because someone likes the same music, movies, or foods as you, doesn't mean your souls are meant to dance together. People often confuse surface-level attraction, the easy, fun stuff, with true compatibility. And that mistake, it costs you real love. Picture this: 2 puzzle pieces painted with the same colors, but their shapes don't fit. They might look perfect side by side, but when you try to connect, they just don't lock in. That's what it's like confusing shared interests for real compatibility. It feels good, it feels familiar, but it's not enough to build a lasting connection. Now, you might wonder if chemistry is just surface, why does it feel so intense? Why does it matter so much on that first date? Because chemistry is the fire that draws us in. It's exciting, magnetic, and yes, sometimes blinding. But fire without a solid base can burn out before morning. And when it does, what's left? Real compatibility lives in the quiet moments, shared values, aligned goals, kindness that shows up when no one's watching. It's the backbone of love that lasts. Chemistry might get you through the door, but compatibility keeps you home. You might be asking yourself, how do I know if it's real compatibility or just a fun night? That's the challenge, my friends. It's about listening beyond the laughter, noticing how someone treats others, what they dream about, and how they handle the tough stuff. Because attraction will fade if your core doesn't click. As Brené Brown reminds us, love is not something you find. Love is something that finds you when you are ready. When you're ready, you stop chasing sparks that fade and start building something that glows steady and strong. So if you want to stop confusing surface attraction with true connection, start looking deeper. Your heart deserves more than just a spark. It deserves a flame that warms you through every season. Get ready, because next we're exposing the truth about the performance people put on and why it keeps you stuck chasing shadows. Number 3, the performance trap. Not every smile is genuine, and not every laugh is from the heart. Sometimes it's just a performance. My friends, here's a truth many overlook. On dates, we don't always meet the real person. We meet the best actor they've brought along to charm us, keep the mood light, and make the night enjoyable. Everyone wants to impress. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes, beneath the laughter and witty remarks, the heart isn't truly in it. Imagine watching a play where the actors are flawless. The lines are perfect, the chemistry seems electric, and the crowd is captivated. But behind the scenes, the actors are just going through motions, waiting for the curtain to drop so they can be themselves again. That's what many dates feel like. The show is great, but the real connection, it's missing. You might be wondering, how do I know if I'm watching a performance or seeing someone's true self? That's the tough part. It's not always obvious in the moment. People are experts at masking uncertainty with charm. A confident smile can hide hesitation. A playful tease can cover disinterest. It's like trying to read a book with half the pages missing. This trap catches many because it feels good. It feels like connection. The problem, a great night filled with laughter and easy conversation doesn't guarantee there's a real desire to come back. Sometimes it's just kindness and the hope of keeping things pleasant. Here's a metaphor for you. Imagine a fireworks show. The sky lights up brilliantly, colors explode, and everyone cheers. But once the last spark fades, the night is dark again, empty of lasting warmth. That dazzling display, it's like a charming date that doesn't lead anywhere. Beautiful in the moment, but fleeting. You might ask yourself, am I just chasing shadows? Am I confusing kindness for interest? And here's where your power grows, learning to see beyond the performance and listening to the subtle signs. When someone's real, you feel it, not just in what they say, but in how they show up over time, in consistency, in depth, in those moments when the act drops. As Maya Angelou wisely said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Don't get caught in the trap of hoping a mask will fall off. Sometimes the mask is all there is. So my friends, if you want to save your heart from chasing illusions, start paying attention to the energy beneath the charm. Great nights don't always mean great futures, and that's okay. Your worth isn't tied to the sparkle of a single evening. It's found in the truth you hold and the standards you keep. But now, ready for the next truth? We're diving into the different motivations behind second dates, because knowing why they come back or don't gives you the upper hand. Number 4, men's different motivations. Not every door that opens leads to a home. Sometimes it just leads to a hallway you're passing through. My friends, let me share a hard truth that many women don't hear enough. For some men, the game is different. The reasons they say yes to a second date don't always match the hopes you bring with you. Sometimes a second date isn't a promise. Sometimes it's just a chance to enjoy a moment, nothing more. Imagine a game of chess. You might be playing for the win, the long strategy, the end game. But your opponent, they might just be making moves to keep the game going a little longer, to enjoy the play without thinking about checkmate. That's the difference in dating motivations. You're ready to build a castle. They might just want to move the pieces. Now you might be thinking, but if he asked for that second date, doesn't that mean he wants something real? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. For many men, attraction is a simple equation. If he's physically attracted and there's no yikes moment, no red flags or alarm bells, he's likely to say yes to another round. It's not complicated. It's about chemistry, fun, and yes, often about seeing where the night might go, but it's not always about building a future. Picture a beautiful sunset. You stop to watch because it's stunning, because it makes you feel good, but you don't build a house on the horizon, you just enjoy the view. That's what some second dates are, moments to enjoy, not blueprints for forever. You might wonder, does this mean he's just playing with my feelings? Is he being dishonest? Not necessarily. It's not about deceit. It's about different expectations. Some men date to explore, to experience, to see what feels good in the moment. They might be honest with themselves that they aren't ready for commitment or deep connection yet. Here's the freedom in knowing this. You don't have to overthink every yes. You don't have to carry the weight of a future that isn't there. When you understand that not every date is a stepping stone, you stop chasing shadows and start focusing on what truly matters, your worth and your boundaries. As Brené Brown says, clear is kind, unclear is unkind. When you get clear on what you want and what someone else's actions really mean, you protect your heart from confusion and pain. So my friends, if a second date feels light or fleeting, that's okay. It's not a failure, it's information. It's a chance to recalibrate, to know who you're dancing with, and if they're ready to hold your hand for the long haul. And now that we've unpacked the different reasons they come back or don't, get ready. Next, we're revealing the hopeful trap many women fall into, waiting and wishing for change. It's time to take your power back. Number 5, women and the hope hangover. Hope can be a beautiful thing, or it can be a heavy chain that keeps you tied to what's not coming. My friends, I want to talk about something many women know all too well, the hope hangover. That lingering feeling after a date or a few messages where you find yourself thinking maybe he'll change, maybe he'll open up, maybe next time will be different. Hope is a tricky friend. It can lift you up, but it can also hold you down, stuck in a place where you're waiting for someone else to show up. Imagine standing at a train station, staring down the tracks, waiting for a train that might never arrive. The longer you wait, the colder it gets, and the more you lose sight of the other paths you could be taking. Waiting for someone to meet you, halfway. That's not power. That's standing still. You might ask, but isn't hope what keeps love alive? How do I know when to hold on and when to let go? Here's the truth. Hope without action, without respect for yourself, is a recipe for disappointment. It's easy to fool ourselves into thinking that someone will change if we just give it enough time, enough patience. But your power isn't in waiting, it's in moving forward. Think about a river. Water that stays stagnant turns stale, but water that flows, that moves on, stays fresh and full of life. You are that river, my friends. You were meant to move, to grow, to explore new places. Not to be stuck in one spot, hoping for a ship that's already sailed. As Maya Angelou said, never make someone a priority when all you are to them is an option. Waiting around hoping someone will choose you isn't honoring your worth. Your energy belongs to you, to the person who sees your value without hesitation. So if you find yourself caught in the hope hangover, remember, true power is in taking steps forward even when it's scary. It's in choosing yourself over uncertainty. It's in saying, I deserve more than waiting. I deserve a love that shows up fully. And now, my friends, get ready. Next, we're stepping into the reality of first dates, how to see them clearly without the fog of false hope. Number 6, the truth about first dates. A first date is like a movie trailer. It gives you a glimpse, but it's no guarantee the film will be a masterpiece. My friends, let me be real with you. First dates are often misunderstood. We put so much pressure on them, like they're the moment where everything is decided, where love either blooms or dies. But the truth? A first date is just a surface-level snapshot. It's the opening scene, not the full story. You're just getting the lay of the land, not laying the foundation. Imagine walking into a new city. The first time you see it, you catch the bright lights, the busy streets, the flashy signs. But you don't know the hidden parks, the quiet cafes, or the people who make it home. That first look is exciting, but it's not everything. It's the same with first dates. They show you the surface, but they don't reveal the depths. You might be thinking, but what if the first date felt amazing? Doesn't that mean it's going somewhere? Or what if it felt off? Should I give up? Here's where most people get tripped up. The first date is not the final verdict. It's just a starting point. What truly matters is what happens in the space between dates, the texts, the calls, the moments that build or break the connection. That space is like the soil where a seed either takes root or withers. The energy you bring there, the consistency, the realness, that's what determines if it grows into something meaningful. So don't put all your hope, your worth, or your happiness on one evening. As Maya Angelou wisely said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. The first date might be a fun night, but it's how you feel and how you're treated afterward that reveals the truth. So my friends, take a deep breath and ease off the pressure. See first dates for what they are, introductions, not commitments. Keep your heart open but steady. The story is just beginning. And now get ready. Next, we're breaking down how our own minds can trick us into seeing connection where there isn't one. Number 7, the power of silence. Silence isn't empty, it's full of answers waiting to be heard. My friends, here's the secret most people overlook. Your real power doesn't live in the texts you send or the calls you make. It lives in the silence you leave behind. That quiet space where you're not chasing, not pleading, not begging for attention. It's the silence that makes him stop and wonder, where did she go? Why isn't she waiting? That silence hits harder than any message ever could. Imagine a calm lake at dawn, still, peaceful, reflecting everything around it. When you disturb the surface, ripples spread out, but when it's quiet, the lake holds its power in the stillness. That's what your silence is like. It holds space. It makes him lean in, curious and unsettled, because you're not easily caught or controlled. You might be thinking, but won't he forget me if I don't keep texting? Won't the silence push him away? Here's the truth. Chasing pushes people away. When you're always there, always responding, you become expected. like background noise. But when you step back, when you create that space, you become a question he can't stop asking. Think about a story with a mysterious character, the one who doesn't reveal everything right away, the one who disappears just when things get interesting. That character stays with you. You think about them long after the book closes. Your silence makes you that character in his mind. As Paulo Coelho said, when you are silent, you are also speaking. Your quiet isn't weakness, it's strength. It's saying, I'm not desperate, I'm not waiting, I know my worth. So if you want him to come back wondering what he missed, stop filling the silence with noise, own it. Let your quiet speak volumes. That's where your power is. And now, my friends, get ready. Next, we're diving into how memories can pull him back to you like a magnet. Number 8, keep cozy, keep confident. Love isn't a race to the finish line. It's a marathon you run with your heart open and your feet steady. My friends, here's a reminder you need to hear. Dating isn't about quick wins or desperate chases. It's a long journey that calls for patience, self-care, and most importantly, confidence in who you are. When you're cozy in your own skin, comfortable, radiant, and true, you stop chasing approval and start living your truth. Imagine putting on your favorite soft sweater on a chilly day. It wraps you in warmth and comfort without effort. That's the energy you want to carry into dating. When you're wrapped in your own confidence, you become magnetic. Not because you're chasing, but because you're whole. And that kind of presence, it draws the right people towards you naturally. You might worry, what if I'm alone too long? What if no one comes back? Here's the truth. You don't need anyone to prove your value. Your worth isn't measured by who texts you or who asks for a second date. It's built in the way you hold yourself when no one's watching, in your quiet moments, your cozy nights, your daily choices to love yourself first. As Rupi Kaur beautifully said, how you love yourself is how you teach others to love you. When you love yourself fiercely and gently, you set the standard for how the world treats you. You send a message louder than words. You're not settling, you're not waiting, you're living. So cozy up, my friends. Take care of your heart, nourish your soul, and hold your confidence close. The right person will come back, not because you begged or chased, but because you created a space they can't resist. Remember, this isn't about rushing or forcing love. It's about becoming the woman who doesn't need to prove anything to anyone but herself. And there you have it. You've got the tools, the mindset, and the power to own your dating journey. Keep that fire burning, stay soft, stay strong, and press the like button if you have not already. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.